also backed up all over there because of the crash. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clearing skies, humidity increasing, a low of 65. Saturday, hot and humid with a slight chance of storms overnight, a high of 86. Sunday, hot and humid with a chance of storms in the afternoon, a high of 92. Monday, hot and humid with midday storm chances, a high of 92. And Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 85. In Green Bay, it's 78. In Madison, it's 77. And Milwaukee, 76 degrees. I'm Jen Gregg. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 6:34.
Have you been living with pain and just assuming it's something you have to just live with and accept? Do not. I'm Julia Fellow with WTMJ. If chronic pain is keeping you from enjoying life, I want you to head to Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Jens Family Chiropractic is now offering soft wave tissue regeneration therapy. It's an advanced, non-invasive treatment. It helps your body repair itself naturally. I'm getting that done on my lower back. Soft wave stimulates healing, improves blood flow, and activates your own body's repair cells to target pain at its source. If you're dealing with knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, do not wait another day. For a limited time, your first softwave treatment is just $57. This is an incredible opportunity to find out if this breakthrough therapy can help you get back to the things you love, like it did for me. Head to jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. Regenerate, recover, live pain-free at jensfamilychiropractic.com.
When you want the best medical attention, you don't just go to anybody, you go to a specialist. The same should be true with your car or truck. I'm Deb Cruz, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee. When your vehicle needs service, take it to a specialist, an Adam member new car dealer. Adam dealers use factory warranty parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians specially trained on the advanced technology on your vehicle. They have all the latest manufacturer service bulletins and will know if your issue is covered by an existing warranty or if there are any recalls. And despite what you might assume, their prices are as low or even lower than the independent shops, even on routine maintenance and tires. Now, knowing all that, why would you even consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
A well-maintained car delivers better gas mileage and saves you money. Visit adam.com to find the Adam member dealer.
This time, that station will make your ad. Next time, another station will come up with it. If there's one thing your small budget needs, it's consistency with your message and your media buy. It's easy to buy the flavor of the month. It's difficult to trust a plan because you'd probably be experimenting. Our plans have been proven to work. We'll get you the lowest rates, give you a consistent message that sets your business apart, and then we'll build you efficient top-of-mind awareness. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. We'll make your ads potent, memorable, and effective. Whether it's radio, TV, billboards, or digital, our understanding of the market and long-standing relationships are unmatched. Anderson Smith represents a substantial amount of advertising billing, which will benefit you in getting much more for your ad dollar. Our compensation model is designed to make it affordable for businesses like yours to use us. And we hold on to our clients because what we do works, and they trust us. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with me on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And who's coming to Milwaukee in December? One of the best comedians in the whole wide world. I think I can say that. Just today, Jerry Seinfeld announced he is coming back to Milwaukee. December 18th, Miller High Life Theater is where Jerry Seinfeld will perform his newest stand-up comedy routine. I've seen him. It's been a little while, but I saw him when I lived in Chicago. And to say, oh, he's good, is an understatement. He's just one of those, he is comfortable on stage and knows his material. You know, it's sometimes you see a comedian and maybe they'll have a notebook and, you know, rely on that. And it's still funny, but man, he's just ready to go and can just deliver his material. So it'll be fun to see new material. If you want to see Jerry Seinfeld, those tickets go on sale next Friday, July 31st at 10 o'clock. But that observational comedy, in the press release, it says Seinfeld has been hailed for his uncanny ability to joke about the little things in life that relate to audiences everywhere. He certainly has, and I'm reminded of this clip from Seinfeld. I was having fun digging around. There are so many memorable moments from Seinfeld, but this is one of those observations that truly I think we all can relate to still.
I know why we have reservations.
I don't think you do. If you did, I'd have a car. So you know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold the reservation. And that's really the most important part of the reservation, the holding. Anybody can just take them.
That's when he's waving his arms around. So, to think about Seinfeld, the show, it's interesting. His very first appearance on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson was in 1981. And after 8, we'll be talking about the Uke documentary. And, Euchre was on Carson 100 times. So just to think how many careers that the Johnny Carson show helped to launch. And then after that, Seinfeld teaming up with Larry David to create Seinfeld, which was called the greatest television show of all time by TV Guide at one point, and the best sitcom ever in a 60 Minutes Vanity Fair poll. And Jerry Seinfeld's one of those comedians I feel like creators create. You've heard me say that a lot on What's on Tap. He did the cool Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee web series. He's been in a couple of Emmy-nominated Netflix projects, Jerry Before Seinfeld and 23 Hours to Kill. And I'm charmed. We've been talking about Summerween around here. He's written a children's book titled Halloween. So he's a writer for sure. And then also, if you've heard of Unfrosted, it was an Emmy-nominated comedy film. He directed, co-wrote, and produced it. So, and obviously continues to perform. You got to think at this point, because he loves the craft. I'm sure it's not because he can't pay the bills at this point. So Jerry Seinfeld in Milwaukee, December 18th at Miller High Life Theater. Tickets on sale next Friday at 10 a.m. Treat yourself or somebody else who could use a good laugh and maybe is a big Seinfeld fan and never seen him before. Thursday. It's a Friday, December 18th, Miller High Life Theater, Jerry Seinfeld. And speaking of tickets, next, your chance to win free tickets to the Wisconsin State Fair to see For King and Country perform on the Wisconsin State Fair Bank 59 main stage on August 10th. Stay with me for that chance to win next on What's on Tap.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. The staff is deeply committed to providing a welcoming and engaging environment for everyone at every level. Learn the right way to handle firearms, level up your skills, and experience replica firearms from different historical eras while learning about their role in protecting our freedoms throughout history. Visit veteran-owned and managed Mission 94 in Kenosha today. Check out the 5-star reviews. Just Google Mission 94.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage. I get that most home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting pre-approved. But that's probably a mistake because banks have a lot of overhead like branches, fancy headquarters, and layers of management. That means their closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 higher than AccuNet's for exactly the same rate. And that's not all. Bank pre-approval letters are usually weak and unconvincing, especially compared to AccuNet's rock-solid, fully verified pre-approval that provides a $2,000 guarantee to you and the seller. Our senior loan consultants will also look at every possible way to strengthen your offer and pre-approval in the eyes of that seller, especially if you're offering over the asking price. We even call the listing agent to reinforce what a great buyer you are. Banks don't do all that. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and let our passionate mortgage pros help you win while you save a bunch of money too. That's ACCUNET.com.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
You are hearing the sounds of For King and Country, very popular Christian crossover band that has played at the Wisconsin State Fair. I think they were there in 2023. Well, they're going to be back at this year's Wisconsin State Fair on the Bank 5-9 main stage. August 10th is when For King and Country will be at the fair. Opener, Rachel Lampa. Should be a big night of music. If you've never seen them before and you've heard all about it, they have a huge arena-style production. It's a true concert experience. And For King and Country, big for holiday music. Some of you might be listening for Christmas in July, but also big for just inspirational, uplifting music like God Only Knows, Burn the Ships, Joy, Priceless, and Together. And it's a duo, two brothers, Joel and Luke Smallbone. They've won at least 4 Grammy Awards. And like I said, their concerts expect big lighting, storytelling, very theatrical production. It's more than just a concert. All the instruments, good drums. And whether you're a longtime fan of For King and Country or just enjoy great live music, this is going to be one of the most unique shows coming to the State Fair this summer. And remember, when you get your main stage ticket for any of the acts, you also get admission to the Wisconsin State Fair. So it's a great reason to spend the whole day at the fair. Get there early, stroll around, eat all the fun foods, the sporkies and the drinkies, and go see the livestock, stroll through the barns, go through the blue ribbon tents, and shop for the chamois at the Expo Center. But you just really fully enjoy the State Fair and then find your spot in the bleachers and check out the concert of your choice. And August 10th, it's going to be For King and Country on the Bank 5-9 main stage with Rachel Lampa opening. And if this sounds like a fantastic summer night to you, I could treat you to tickets if you're the right caller. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line is 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. If you are caller 10 for August 10th, you will get a free pair of tickets to see For King and Country at the Wisconsin State Fair, August 10th on the Bank 5-9 main stage. Caller 10, 855-616-1620. Good luck, and the song you need to hear next will be a tune by King and Country. For King and Country. That's next on What's on Tap.
Hey, it's Kristen Bry from Point Taken on 620 WTMJ. You know, in radio, people hear your voice first. But when I'm out in the community, meeting listeners or hosting events, I'm told that my smile is my signature. That's why I trust Dr. James Michaels and the team at Economawalk Dental Care with my smile. And yes, I drive all the way from Milwaukee to Economawalk to see Dr. Michaels and his incredible staff. Because when you find a dental team that makes you feel comfortable, listened to, and cared for, that drive is worth it. Dr. Michaels has been practicing in Economawalk for more than 25 years. And his approach is simple. Treat people the way they want to be treated. Whether you're due for a cleaning, thinking about cosmetic options, or just need a dental home where you feel at ease, call Economawalk Dental Care at 262-567-7224. That's 262-567-7224, or visit drmichaelsdentalcare.com. Economawalk Dental Care with Dr. James Michaels, the team I trust with my smile.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini here for QC Kinetics. We know joint pain is awful when you're the person who's fighting through it, but I'm betting you aren't the only ones affected by it. Maybe you love someone who struggles with joint pain. You see what they don't see, what they've slowly stopped doing. It's July. It's time to be outside, moving, playing, living, and you're sitting out. Let's talk about getting your life back at QC Kinetics here in the Milwaukee area with 2 locations, Greenfield and Mequon. That's what's happening every day. People were stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, back. For me, it was my elbow. They are finally stepping out of it with regenerative treatments done right there in the office. So no surgery, no long recovery, or putting your life on hold. Just real relief. The inflammation eases, the pain lets go. We hear it all the time, not just from patients, but from the people around them. He's back. She's herself again. So if this sounds like you or someone you love, go find out what's possible. QC Kinetics offers a free consultation to see if you're a good candidate. QC Kinetics, call 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. Change your life. Call QC Kinetics.
I'm Libby Collins. This week on WTMJ Conversations, we talk with Wauwatosa Fire Chief Barbara Kadrich.
I'll never forget when I was going through my academy back when they hired the first 4 women in Wauwatosa, and they had me carry our biggest firefighter on the job down the ladder. After it was done, he goes, I don't need to tell you why you had to carry him down the ladder, for the visual demonstration of the other guys there.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ. What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
A hearty congratulations to the winner of the For King and Country tickets to see the band August 10th on the Bank 5-9 main stage at the Wisconsin State Fair. Robert in New Berlin is the winner of the free pair of tickets. And I would say, listen to what's on tap next week for even more free concert tickets at the Wisconsin State Fair. But thank you so much for listening and playing along. Congratulations again, Robert. And for King and Country, I do remember in 2023 when they played at the Wisconsin State Fair, because, it's sort of like Summerfest where you see all the band T-shirts. And I just remember seeing a lot of For King and Country T-shirts. So I know they have a lot of fans, and this is going to be a really big production to see because they lean all the way in. They want to make sure you have a true concert experience. So expect a theatrical experience full of lights and big sound. And for King and Country, the song you need to hear, the breakthrough hit for the band, earning Grammy recognition and really connecting with fans. They believe in uplifting music, and the musical message of this song is perseverance, hope, and keeping your focus on what matters most. You'll have the chance to hear it live when For King and Country takes the Bank 5-9 main stage at the Wisconsin State Fair August 10th. The song you need to hear is Fix My Eyes on WTMJ.
Face to face with the younger me. All of the mistakes, all of the heartbreak. Here's what I do differently. I'd live like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life through another. Take time through a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand tall but above it all. Fix my eyes on you. On you. I learned the lines and talked the talk. Everybody knows it, everybody knows it. But the road less traveled is hard to walk. Everybody knows it, everybody knows. It takes a soldier who knows his orders to walk the walk I'm supposed to walk. And live like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life through another. Take time through a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand lungs of earth are teeming in the light of your glory and grace. I'll set the sights upon heaven. I'm fixing my eyes on you. Oh, 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 yeah. I'm fixing my eyes on you. Fix my eyes on you. Oh, 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 on you. I fix my eyes on you, on you. I fix my eyes on you, on you.
For King and Country, Fix My Eyes, the song you need to hear on What's on Tap this evening in honor of For King and Country performing at the Wisconsin State Fair this year on the big Bank 59 main stage. And if you're wondering who else is on the main stage this year, it's a heck of a lineup. I'm highly entertained that opening night, Hairball will be on the Bank 59 main stage. If you've never seen them, they absolutely bring it. They perform a whole bunch of 80s rock hits. If you like Van Halen, Kiss, Queen, and you like seeing people with big hair and makeup and spandex with many costume changes, but also who really play the heck out of their instruments, Hairball is for you. I think it's going to give you a lot of smiles and a lot of sing-along songs. That is Thursday, August 6th on the Wisconsin State Fair Bank 59 main stage. You got Nelly on Friday, August 7th, country star Bailey Zimmerman Saturday, August 8th, and country superstar Wynonna Judd with Melissa Etheridge on Sunday, August 9th. They are together on the big Bank 59 main stage. And for King and Country, they'll be on August 10th. Then you get two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame bands one night, the Isley Brothers and the Commodores. That is going to be a great night of sing-along music. If you dig that Motown, that R&B funk sound, and you talk about a bunch of sing-along songs, the Isley Brothers and Shout. That is fun. I saw them perform that at Summerfest last year. Man, is that fun. And they got some smooth grooves and then all those songs with the Commodores, including Brick House to sing along to. So that's Tuesday, August 11th for the Isley Brothers and the Commodores. Comedy with John Mulaney on Wednesday, August 12th. All-American Rejects on Thursday, August 13th on the Bank 59 main stage at the Wisconsin State Fair. And Lindsey Sterling is back with her electric violin and dancing. She'll be on Friday, August 14th. AJR on Saturday, August 15th. And that AJR is the last band to perform on the Bank 59 main stage at the State Fair this year because, unfortunately, if you didn't already hear, the Beach Boys had to cancel their show. They were going to close out the Wisconsin State Fair on Sunday, August 16th, which is a bummer for fans of all ages because, man, what sounds like summer more than the Beach Boys? But no real reason was given, just like, hey, it's America's 250th and it's the 60th anniversary of Pet Sounds, and boy, could we use a break. So get well soon and or enjoy a rest, Beach Boys. But as you just heard, that's a heck of a list of bands to go see. WIStatefair.com. You can see the full list and plan out what you want to see. Stay with us. We have legacies to honor in the next 2 hours on What's on Tap. We'll remember the positive impact that Donald Baumgartner has made on our city and beyond, and all about the brand new Bob Uecker documentary. It's called Uke. It is in Wisconsin theaters starting tonight. You can see it in cinemas all around Wisconsin and get to know Bob Uecker even better and see him on the big screen. At 8 o'clock, you will hear from the co-directors of the film, the behind-the-scenes stories of Uke, the movie. Stay with me here on What's on Tap.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Is life insurance still on your list from earlier this year? Now is the perfect time to just get it done. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40 and her $5,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 4th.
Churrio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Local Union 2150 IBEW. Tune in August 4th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Deb Cruz, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Mecca, Milwaukee. Adam member new car dealers have factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
Get an oil change and safety inspection for trouble-free summer driving.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 71 degrees. Tonight, clearing skies, humidity increasing, a low of 65. Saturday, hot and humid with a slight chance of storms overnight, a high of 86. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jen Gregg. Testimony in the fourth day of singer David's preliminary hearing resumed today with more graphic evidence. News Nation's Nancy Liu has more.
Among the images shown in this morning, pictures of the teenager's decomposed corpse on an exam table and photos of her amputated left hand with the left ring and pinky fingers amputated. The doctor noted a missing left eye and liquidation of soft tissue.
The singer is accused of murdering 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez and dismembering her body. The judge will decide if there's enough evidence to bring the case to trial. A teenager from Milwaukee is heading to prison for the death of his girlfriend.
Javier Smith pled guilty to amended charges of second-degree reckless homicide for shooting and killing his 15-year-old girlfriend, Azoria Jones. The shooting was captured on video from a Milwaukee County Transit System bus near 76th and Silver Spring back in September. After changing his story multiple times, Smith admitted to killing Jones, but told investigators that his gun went off accidentally as he carried it under his arm. A judge sentenced the 17-year-old to 12 years in prison. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Legislation that would ban members of Congress from buying individual stocks has cleared the U.S. House. The Stop Insider Trading Act would prohibit lawmakers, their spouses, and dependent children from purchasing publicly traded stocks. Wisconsin Congressman Brian Stile.
The bill ensures that members and lawmakers cannot use their positions to profit off of insider information. Insider trading, Mr. Speaker, is already illegal, and individuals who engage in it should be held accountable by the full force of the law.
The measure passed on a bipartisan vote and now moves to the U.S. Senate. The Milwaukee Air and Water Show is set to take flight this weekend.
While fans see high-speed maneuvers over Lake Michigan, pilots say every performance starts long before takeoff with hours of planning, practice, and traveling. Aerobatic performer Anthony Ashanuga flew all the way in from San Diego.
I'm flying along the coast. I'm seeing downtown. I'm seeing airplanes flying overhead. The water's really blue. I'm like, my goodness, I am fortunate to be here. Before coming here, I've already flown 8 air shows. So I'm already primed and ready to go.
He tells WTMJ,
It's our job is to inspire them and then go meet the crowd and sign autographs and have these conversations with them and let them know that anything is possible. So I hope that I can represent that for Milwaukee.
Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
The Air and Water Show runs throughout the weekend on Milwaukee's lakefront. And major structural work near 27th Street is setting up a big traffic shift on I-94 later this year.
If you drive I-94 near 27th Street, those giant retaining walls going up near the valley are all about making room for future lanes. Eric Hansen of the DOT says,
Our initial construction right now, we're building a wall. It's about 570 feet long. This will allow us to shift eastbound traffic to the south in a future traffic shift that's scheduled for later this year.
Moving traffic south frees up crucial space for workers to focus on the other side of the highway.
These walls will help us shift traffic to the south so we can continue to build a bridge to the north.
Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 7:04.
So, Dad, what gives with the square pizzas?
Well, Marty wanted to be different, but little did he know that he was giving everyone a real value. We figured it out. Our 12-inch square pizza covers 27% more space than a 12-inch round.
A bigger pizza and a better value.
Yep, 27% more.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Car Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spiritware is vital. That's why Burkhart Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spiritwear from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spiritwear and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhart.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers lost 5-2 against the Colorado Rockies today. The Crew are back in action tomorrow night. Tune in for game day coverage here on WTMJ. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It looks like I-41 US 45 North at the ramp from Capitol Drive. The left shoulder is closed due to a crash, but traffic does not seem to be backed up.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clearing skies, humidity increasing, a low of 65. Saturday, hot and humid with a slight chance of storms overnight, a high of 86. Sunday, hot and humid with a chance of storms in the afternoon, a high of 92. Monday, hot and humid with midday storm chances, a high of 92. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 85. In Madison, it's 76. In Green Bay, it's 78. And in Milwaukee, 76 degrees. I'm Jen Gregg. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Max.
Hello, I am Sandy Max, and in this hour of What's on Tap, we revisit the many accomplishments and many lively memories of local philanthropist Donald Baumgartner. On July 11th, Wisconsin lost one of its greatest champions of the arts. Donald Baumgartner passed away at the age of 95, leaving behind a legacy that transformed Milwaukee's cultural landscape for generations to come. His vision and generosity helped make the Milwaukee Art Museum's iconic Calatrava edition a reality. He established the Donald and Donna Baumgartner Studio Artist Program at the Florentine Opera, really fortified the Milwaukee Ballet with the dance center there. Milwaukee Film, and countless other organizations that really enrich our community every day. Rather than simply list all of his impressive and impactful accomplishments, we're going to remember the man behind them. So over the next hour, you're going to hear heartfelt tributes and personal stories to really give you an idea of who Donald Baumgartner was, from leaders at the Milwaukee Art Museum, Milwaukee Film, the Florentine Opera Company, and Milwaukee Ballet, people who knew Donald Baumgartner personally and witnessed the extraordinary impact of his leadership, philanthropy, and belief in the power of the arts. We start with my conversation with Milwaukee Art Museum Board Chair Andy Nunemaker. I started by asking him, who was Donald Baumgartner, and how do you describe him?
There's so many words. I mean, Donald lived larger than life. He lived life to the fullest, but he was truly one of our great civic leaders. He was a philanthropist. He did so much along with his wife, Donna, and just created this vision for what Milwaukee could be, and then acted on it and executed on that vision.
I think that's really important, because I think a lot of people consider philanthropy, okay, nice people writing nice checks. But it seemed that Donald and Donna together were very, very active.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. Writing checks is always important, and we all appreciate that. But if you think about Donald and Donna's impact on the Milwaukee Art Museum, Donald was a trustee of ours for almost 40 years. He was actually on the building committee when they hired Santiago Calatrava and really pushed that vision through. And then he was board chair when we opened the Calatrava wing 25 years ago. And then finally in 2015, he and Donna named our director of the Art Museum with an estate gift. So they've just done much more than writing checks. It's really helping us imagine what we could become and then helping us become that.
And that's truly visionary. What more can you tell me about how he was involved in the Santiago Calatrava, even the idea of inviting a Spanish designer and architect to be part of the Milwaukee, Lake Michigan lakeshore over 25 years ago?
Right. Now, that even goes back before my time and my involvement with the Art Museum. But from the stories I've heard, he was really one of the visionaries that pushed that through, from chairing the committee that selected Santiago to seeing through the construction, and then along with some other friends, really rallying the city to fund this amazing masterpiece we have on our lakefront. It's really become one of the icons of the city, and it's one of the most well-known museums in the country.
I mean, if you think, absolutely. And I would even say in the world, now that Santiago Calatrava is part of Milwaukee culture. And also, like you were saying, it's interesting that the Baumgartner's dedication to making sure we have world-class art and culture here is that they did see the solution for making sure we attract the best talent. Tell us more about the Donna and Donald Baumgartner, director of the Milwaukee Art Museum, that designation and why that's important.
Well, it allows us to go out and search for the highest caliber of people to lead the museum. When they initiated that gift, we were just hiring Marcel Paletnik, who led the museum for 9 years. And now our most recent search, hiring Kim Sayet from the Smithsonian, that gift allowed us to go out and find the very best. So we have the best building. We've arguably got one of the best art collections. Why shouldn't we have the best leadership to go along with that? And, their gift along with their vision ensures all of that.
Now, Andy, as the Milwaukee Art Museum board chair, you certainly have worked in close proximity with the Baumgartners. What is something that you have learned or that you will take with you in either talking with Donald or watching how he approaches his his philanthropy?
Well, what I learned, especially from Donald, is you never retire, right? Donald, right up until this year, is involved. I just saw him and Donna a few weeks ago at the Florentine Opera's Pasta and Puccini dinner. He was as active as ever. He's joined our calls, both on our executive committee and our board, and contributes in meaningful ways. So, I mean, to me, that's an inspiration. It's a lifelong commitment to helping build these institutions, and he certainly lived that every day.
Well, and when you dedicate your life to art and creativity and are truly energized by it, I wonder what it's saying about your longevity to live to 95 and still be going to the Florentine Opera events, right, and even organizing them.
Exactly. I mean, that is true leadership and true commitment.
You have to have good connections and be able to inspire other people to see what you see, especially when you're a visionary. It's one thing to say, hey, I love the ballet, don't you? I love Milwaukee film, don't you? But to really inspire people to see farther like you do, he must have had some great personality or some...
That's the thing we all love, and that's the thing we'll all miss the most. We all went to Cuba together about a decade ago, and we were all so excited to be there. Donald was saying, well, come on, I was here in the 50s when Batista ran the place. It was a lot more fun back then. And for his 80th birthday, he rented out the Wynn and do a giant party, and he was preparing all that year to do 80 push-ups on his 80th birthday, and unfortunately got in a car accident a few weeks before, so wasn't able to do that. But that's just the way he lived his life.
Wow.
To the fullest in every degree.
You said he lived large. That is an inspiration. I'm surprised he didn't delegate to like 8 people to do 10 push-ups for him,
Oh, no, he wouldn't have. In fact, just a few weeks ago, he and Donna were telling me they bought electric wheelchair scooters so they could race around in the driveway and race each other. And that was just last month. Right to the end. He lived life to the fullest.
Andy Nunemaker, Milwaukee Art Museum board chair, thank you so much for spending even some time with me on what is a sad and dark day for our Milwaukee cultural community. Yet, what you have just shared with us, I know that Donald Baumgartner will continue to inspire people even as we pause to grieve the loss of him.
Agreed. Thank you.
Next, more about the legacy of Donald Baumgartner from the perspective of the Milwaukee Film Team. Hear Managing Director Kristen Heller next on What's on Tap.
How do we keep our prices so low? That's easy. We've removed the middlemen. Yep, most landscape suppliers have a couple of them in there, and that's okay. But each one of those men in the middle means a higher cost for your mulch, decorative stone, flagstone, and boulders. Feel free to check around. For the quality of our products, you won't find better prices. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Most mulch is reclaimed from landfills, but Erickson's mulch is ground from whole trees. Yep, we process the mulch ourselves to keep the prices nice and low, and use only premium colorant so the beautiful look of new mulch lasts. At Erickson's, we never skimp, and that's why first-time shoppers become repeat customers. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. That was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
The family-owned Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring line cooks, dishwashers, and third-shift cleaners. You'll make real money in a fun, busy atmosphere. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today and start next week. Visit mineshaftrestaurant.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
It's a sad day when you lose someone who's important in your life. And we've lost someone important to the entire cultural life of not just Milwaukee, but Wisconsin. Donald Baumgartner passed away. And if you recognize that name, maybe you were at the Summerfest grounds and you walked by the Milwaukee Ballet Building. That's the Baumgartner Center for the Arts. Or maybe you go to any number of arts and culture, or even the Milwaukee Zoo, you will see the Baumgartner's name because Donald and his wife, Donna, have been part of our community for decades and involved in so many different organizations and the gift that keeps giving because they've been visionary and truly active philanthropists, certainly writing checks and certainly making financial support possible for many different organizations, but not just that, being very involved in boards and going to the events that they plan and really being an enthusiastic part of our community. So I'm very honored to be able to remind all of us the impact that Donald Baumgartner has made over the past decades, but also kind of go, oh, I should appreciate that. And also hopefully inspire people to go, can I really make a difference? And you can. And so here to share even more stories about the positive impact that you might not realize Donald Baumgartner has made. Joining me from Milwaukee Film, Managing Director Kristen Heller. How are you, Kristen?
I'm great, Sandy. Well,
I was just going to say,
sad, but
yeah,
great to be here and to share about this legacy of life.
I'm glad. And so my condolences to you as well. I've said that to all of my guests because Donald Baumgartner and his wife, Donna, have truly worked with every organization. And it's funny to me, Kristen, because as I said, you're a younger woman. And I guess I just feel like, when we talk about these echelons of people who've made their wealth in industry and business and are retirees and just like, oh, I don't know that you would have worked with him. And you're like, oh gosh, yeah, ever since Milwaukee Film started. So tell me about your experience with Milwaukee Film and with Donald Baumgartner.
Sure. So my experience with Milwaukee Film is that I'm the managing director. I joined the team seasonally in 2011 and became full-time in 2013. And to give you the view of when the Baumgartners got involved, Milwaukee Film was founded in 2008 and they became members in 2010. So 2 years into us operating, they were members. And I think it was 2012, right as I was signing on to be a full-time staff member, Donna joined the board. And like you said, they were never a couple to just write a check and send it. They deeply believed in growing organizations, at being leaders at the table, being active voices. And they've been active with us ever since. And it's not just active in the boardroom, really coming to the movies, really being there, sharing in the experiences, having fun with it. He was such a fun character and wanted to enjoy all the art that he was helping to put out in the world.
And for him to see that Milwaukee Film had possibility, because it seems like Donald was such a visionary.
Oh, yes.
In identifying Santiago Calatrava would be this person, this artist who could really drastically improve our city skyline and attract people from around the world to our world-class art museum. Having that vision and then being able to develop those relationships, not only with Santiago Calatrava, but the relationships here within our own community to say, oh, I see what you want to do. I want to support that in however I can.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's the thing. Donna and Donald love this city so much. They always believed that Milwaukee deserved an active, thriving arts community and deserved to be a world destination. And the fact that when you see our skyline and you see the Calatrava, you see the impact of them. They've shaped the way our city looks, the way our city feels, the way that you can engage with the arts in our city in a really profound way that will last for generations.
Now, for someone who loves going to the movies or going to the Milwaukee Film Festival, why should Donald Baumgartner's passing really matter?
Well, he believed in us from the very beginning. You have to remember, we started as a young startup and we had very wonderful co-founders with Chris Abley and Bill Haberman. So we had people that believed in us from the get-go. But we were still a young startup with a few young people in their 20s and 30s.
And this was a festival that was not quite 2 weeks like it is now.
No, it was 11 days. And then we
3 or 4 different
became 15 days.
theaters.
And for years, we were just a film festival. They always believed in us. They always wanted us to sort of, because we wanted to bring the world to Milwaukee. We wanted to bring the best films in the country and in the world to Milwaukee, and they wanted to be part of that, and they believed in that. And so they were very engaged. They often sponsored our Spotlight program, which had a lot of the big, flashy, fun ones during the festival, and those brought some of our big guests that really put us on the map. And then when we took over the Oriental in 2018, the venue was falling into rough shape, and they stepped up in a very major way, and they were one of our major donors in really wanting to help us build that legacy.
Kristen Heller, Managing Director of Milwaukee Film. More stories, including what Donald Baumgartner had in common with James Bond. Next on What's on Tap.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Keep the comfort in and the weather out with beautiful new windows and doors from Siding Unlimited. For ideas, go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
I'm Vince Vitrano, joined today by Dr. Corey Casper from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
So we treat a lot of joint issues, cartilage issues, also issues with tendons. So if you've got a knee that's just been bugging you, and maybe you've seen a doctor or two and they haven't given you many options outside of some steroid injections or surgery, that's where we come in and find other treatment options that may help your knee feel better.
Get started online now at orthowisconsin.com.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. It's been more than 3 years, and I'm telling you, my garage doors from J.D. Griffiths still look brand new. They pop. J.D. Griffiths has been installing garage doors and building detached garages for decades, and right now, J.D. Griffiths wants to do something for you. The first 10 people to go to the website and mention WTMJ can get $100 off a garage renovation, $100 off a new door, or $500 toward a new garage build. Go to jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ right now.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Milwaukee Films Managing Director Kristen Heller is with me, and we are remembering Donald Baumgartner, who passed away age of 95. He and his wife, Donna, who survives him, condolences to her. For 4 decades or more, have been immensely involved in a variety of cultural organizations, including Milwaukee Film. And Kristen, tell us what you know about how he started in business.
Sure. So he founded Paper Machinery Corp in 1951, and it started as a local operation, and he grew it to a global production with many patents. And basically, they essentially both create the machinery, but also manufacture paper cups and paper containers. So, if you've been to McDonald's and had a soda, like you've touched something that he was a part of. But, if you want to think about like who he is at heart, we talked about, you mentioned earlier what he did with the company when he was ready to retire. So like 10 years ago, when he was 85, wanted to step back, there was the question of like what was going to happen with ownership of the company. And, he could have sold to an investment firm. He could have sold to something out of state. And I'm sure there was pressure for it. But he didn't. What he chose to do was he chose to do an employee stock ownership plan, basically turning over the company to the 250 employees that ran it.
Which is a lot different than taking a multi-million dollar or more
huge payout. Yeah.
It was a few years ago, I want to say, over the concessions, and I noticed there are these cool movie posters. And then I was like, oh, I recognize that name. And it's not a movie star. And they're donor posters that honor many of your donors. And Donna and Donald Baumgartner are a James Bond poster, and it looks great. It's such a fun tribute and a fun way to help people who really are supporting the organization really feel like they're part of it.
Yes. So those niches, they're up high in our main lobby. And for the previous tenant of the Oriental, they had classic movie posters. And when we moved in, we didn't know what to put there because we didn't want to put new movie posters because those would have been so out of place in a 1920 movie palace. And we didn't want to put up posters for films that we had never shown yet. So we were trying to think of like what would go there. And we had the perfect number of niches for our top level donors. And we dove into a very fun creative project where we matched a poster to the donor in a way. So, Bud Selig got the baseball theme poster. Chris Avely has the sci-fi theme poster because he's kind of fun like that. And then it kind of made sense. Susan and I have been talking this week. Susan's our executive director. How fitting the James Bond poster is for Donald, because one, like fun is such a big thing with him. There were swanky cars, that was huge with him. He loved your summer blockbusters. So it was fun and active, and it just had that kind of larger than life personality that fit his joyful self.
And I feel like his vision, his passion and his enthusiasm was contagious.
Absolutely.
You can't do it by yourself.
No.
And that gregarious, great sense of humor, inclusive, like, hey, come along with me on my big adventure.
Absolutely.
Was magnetic.
And he's leaving behind the legacy of these beautiful venues throughout the city where you can go, like anyone that is listening to this can go out and support the arts by buying a movie ticket, going to see the Florentine, checking out the new art exhibit. Like just by, we might not all have millions of dollars to give, but just by going out and enjoying the arts and being part of that experience and sharing with audiences and laughing together and having these moments, like that's how you support us and continue his legacy on. That's how we will continue to thrive as arts in Milwaukee.
I feel like we are talking about a man who embraced life.
Yes.
And encouraged everyone to embrace life, and especially their creativity.
Absolutely.
She is Kristen Heller, Milwaukee Film Managing Director. Thank you for spending time and helping us get to know Donald Baumgartner even better and appreciate not just his legacy, but his spirit that I know will continue to live on.
Thank you for having me. He was so special and will be so missed, but you'll see the memory of him everywhere.
What a great sentiment that is. And it is my honor truly to continue to celebrate the life and legacy of Donald Baumgartner, who passed away on July 11th at the age of 95. But as you've heard from the stories so far, and you'll hear more from the Florentine Opera Company and the Milwaukee Ballet of just how much Donald Baumgartner embraced life, embraced the arts, and embraced them because he knew it would make our community here in Milwaukee even more vibrant and a place that everyone would want to be. So we will continue to celebrate this hour the life and legacy of Donald Baumgartner from the Florentine Opera Company. General Director and CEO Maggie Opplinger will join me, and also Michael Pink, the Milwaukee Ballet Artistic Director. So stay with me here on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And as we celebrate and remember Donald Baumgartner and his legacy this hour, remember at 8 o'clock, we celebrate the legacy of Bob Uecker with the documentary Uke that is now in theaters all around Wisconsin. On the big screen, you can see Bob Uecker starting tonight, and we'll go behind the scenes with the co-directors of the documentary Uke just after 8 o'clock. Right now, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jen Gregg.
Thanks, Sandy. Decision Wisconsin. Election officials in Pleasant Prairie are investigating an isolated absentee ballot mix-up. The village says one voter received an incorrect ballot from New Berlin, while a Muskego voter reportedly received a ballot from Pleasant Prairie. Officials believe the ballots may have been switched during the U.S. Postal Service mail processing. The Wisconsin Elections Commission and Postal Service are reviewing the incident. Former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo was arrested in Milwaukee today. Law enforcement say he was arrested for his first OWI while driving southbound on I-43. He allegedly performed poorly on his field sobriety test. Romo was booked and released. He is due in court on September 21st. And Milwaukee police are investigating a deadly stabbing on the city's west side. It happened near 29th and Highland Thursday afternoon. A 33-year-old victim died at the scene. Police are still searching for suspects. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic, looks like there is a bit of a traffic backup over by the American Family Field. I-94 West is backed up all the way from Mitchell Boulevard to 35th Street, so take it easy out there. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clearing skies, humidity increasing, a low of 65. Saturday, hot and humid with a slight chance of storms overnight, a high of 86. Sunday, hot and humid with a chance of storms in the afternoon, a high of 92. Monday, hot and humid with midday storm chances, a high of 92. Tuesday, mostly sunny and a high of 85. In Madison, it's 75. In Green Bay, it's 76. And in Milwaukee, 74 degrees. I'm Jen Gregg. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:31.
If you're in charge of uniforms and equipment, you want to get the most value for your team's budget. You want the most for your money, and you want the process to be easy. Because you already have enough on your plate. We get it. Burkhart Sporting Goods Team Outfitting Division is the best you'll find. With an abnormally high customer satisfaction rate and our own silk screening and embroidery facility for quality control. So if you want the highest quality team outfitting and incredible service,
you can't beat Burkhart.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-810-8599. That's 800-810-8599. 800-810-8599.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. We had so much fun in Mexico last February. My wife, Kathy Rose Gray, and I are going back again, and we want you to join us. This February, we're experiencing the Sea of Cortez, staying at the exceptional Dreams Los Cabos Suites Golf Resort and Spa, a resort that captures all the beauty and elegance of colonial Mexico with unlimited luxury. Everything is included. Best-in-class service, gourmet restaurants, top-shelf drinks, and endless activities. We fly nonstop from Milwaukee and spend 7 nights at this world-class resort. Off-property, you can enjoy championship golf, whale watching excursions, I'm going to go on that, or a visit to San Jose del Cabo. Once again, we've teamed up with Fox World Travel's Rose Gray to join us, Steve and Kathy, and a bunch of listeners just like us, and handpick a destination and resort we know you'll love. Last year's Mexico trip sold out quickly. This one will too. Don't miss it. Call Fox World Travel at 866-GO-FOX-GO. That's 866-GO-FOX-GO right now. Come with us. Secure your spot today.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
We found out that on July 11th, Donald Baumgartner passed away. And if you're saying, I know that name, you do, because he has made such an impact over the decades here in Milwaukee, not just as a businessman at Paper Machinery Corp., where he built this company that he wound up turning over to his employees about 10 years ago. So continuing to make sure people have a job and are successful, but his big impact has been in our cultural community, working with the Milwaukee Art Museum, the Milwaukee Ballet, Florentine Opera Company, Milwaukee Film Festival, Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, and so many other organizations that it's such a long list to read out. And I'm grateful to be here at WTMJ and be in this role so I can help elevate the message, celebrate Donald Baumgartner's life and achievements, and hopefully inspire more people to embrace life and embrace the arts and culture as he did. And right now, I am very honored to be joined by the Florentine Opera Company General Director and CEO, Maggie Opplinger. Maggie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm happy to be here to talk about a wonderful person.
Well, tell us. I kind of gave a bit of a summary, but who was Donald Baumgartner?
I think one of the things you said that really reflects a lot of who he seems to me is somebody who really does relish life and relish the arts. And I've been thinking so much about him these last few days. And one of the things I love in thinking about him is how similar I feel like his approach is, whether it's talking about race cars or family trips he's taken or wonderful adventures he's had with Donna. And he spoke with the same enthusiasm about all of those things as he did when talking about Madama Butterfly, which was his favorite opera. And that passion for life and for doing good in the world, there are very few people who have that spark so profoundly in kind of every direction. And I think he looked for adventure, he looked for experiences, and he looked for how he could influence and impact other people's lives for the better. And he did it every day of his life. You know, for those of us who had the honor of spending time with him and being a part of that, he's a profound influence. He's someone I think I'll be picturing as a voice in my head for the rest of time.
Oh, well, and truly, my condolences to you because you did get to work with him on something you're both very passionate about, the Florentine Opera Company, and having it be successful here in Milwaukee. What is it about opera that Donald Baumgartner loved?
Opera, we always joke, is the more is more art form. And Donald was not a minimalist in any way. Everything we do, even if it's a show with a smaller cast, is very big. There is layers to what we do. And so a number of the groups you've mentioned, we get to work with. The Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra plays our shows. We have an emerging artist program called the Baumgartner Studio Artist Program that Donald and Donna endowed. And, you know, when we talk about growing artists and creating art that is so multi-layered, so we've got movement and incredible performing and singing and the symphony and the pit and our sets and lights and everything happening on stage. It takes so many people and so much work. And just because Donald was such a thoughtful and curious person, I think he enjoyed it and enjoyed digging into it. And by supporting this incredible program for younger artists, he's also allowing people who are going through a career path that takes as many years as going to medical school but will never pay as well, helping them learn their craft and share their talents in Milwaukee. It makes me emotional to think about that because the impact they are having on these performers, it's profound and it changes lives. And I think it's a testament to both of them and their commitment to artists and not just the art form. That's how they wanted to invest. I think it's incredible. One of his great joys was looking around at all of the ways that he was creating and sustaining art in our city. And to hear him talk about it was always really fun. And he did it with a great sense of humor and with every breath he took. I hope at 95 I'm going to performances and enjoying artists and being with my friends and my loved ones.
Agreed, Maggie. And I love that you said creating and sustaining art because so many things that Donald and his wife Donna, the Baumgartners, have done have been forward thinking for the community, like this studio artist program that is going to continue to bring the next generation, making sure that by the Calatrava addition to the Milwaukee Art Museum, 2001, it was the Time Building of the Year. So seeing that would literally transform our city skyline and bring the world's eyes to us by having a Spanish artist like Santiago Calatrava have his very first American building be right here in Milwaukee, and that's going to live on.
Just amazing. Like I said, he's a more is more guy.
More is more. Well, you mentioned he has a sense of humor. Tell me the last time that Donald made you laugh.
We ran into each other at a Chamber Theater performance recently, and I think Donald and I both saw ourselves in some of those characters, and we were chatting about it after the show and just laughing about seeing the humor and lived experience reflected in the show and being able to be a little self-deprecating about it was pretty hilarious. So, you know, I think he looked for the funny side of things. And at the same time, it was the same person who'd look at me when I'd sit down with him and go, "Hey, my dear, what do you need?" He really lived life with an enormous amount of joy. And I think when you've lived for 95 beautiful years, that's what we should all take away from it.
Maggie Opplinger, Florentine Opera Company General Director and CEO, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your experiences and the wonderful memories of Donald Baumgartner.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Even more stories of joy and impact as Milwaukee Ballet Artistic Director Michael Pink shares his experiences and collaborations with Donald Baumgartner next on What's on Tap.
988 Wisconsin Lifeline. How can I help you?
Share hope, find purpose when you become a 988 Lifeline counselor. The 988 Wisconsin Lifeline provides free and confidential support to anyone in crisis. 988 has experienced tremendous growth and more statewide counselors are needed. Staffed by Family Services, 988 counselors work remotely, are offered flexible hours, competitive compensation, benefits, and training. Apply today at 988lifelinecounselor.org. Family Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid for by grants from SAMHSA and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ. When you hear the phrase assisted living, you might picture something a little outdated, maybe a little lonely. That could not be further from the truth at Three Pillars. In beautiful Lake Country, life on the Three Pillars campus is about comfort, connection, and peace of mind. Residents there enjoy stunning private apartments filled with natural light, delicious dining. The Bark River has so many scenic trails to enjoy nature, all in a warm, welcoming community. And what really stands out to me is the level of care. That's the environment. But when everything is centered around the individual, that means residents get the support they need while continuing to live life on their terms. That level of care is exactly why Three Pillars was just named Best Assisted Living by U.S. News and World Report, and the only community here in Wisconsin to earn Best in every category. You deserve the best. See the difference for yourself. Learn more. Schedule a tour today. This is their website, threepillars.org.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Update your living spaces with new flooring. Mohawk laminate floors are durable, waterproof, and easy to install, making them perfect for active households. Enjoy the look and feel of wood flooring with Mohawk Perfect Seal Solutions laminate flooring. On sale now through July 26th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Visit the city where festivals take over the lakefront, breweries pour late into the night, and every neighborhood brings its own flavor. Milwaukee doesn't just host festivals.
It owns them.
With more than 100 every year, including the world's largest music festival. The lakefront views,
Incredible food and breweries,
live sports,
and nightlife that doesn't quit.
make Milwaukee a city built for unforgettable weekends. Expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org will help you plan every detail of your next visit. Get started today
At visitmilwaukee.org.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
On July 11th, Donald Baumgartner passed away at the age of 95 after a very full life as a successful businessman at the Paper Machinery Corporation that he founded and then left to his employees about a decade ago, and also actively shaping and supporting our creative culture here in Milwaukee, including the vision of the Milwaukee Art Museum's Calatrava edition over 2 decades ago. And Donald Baumgartner embraced life and the arts and loved making Milwaukee a vibrant, creative community. Donald Baumgartner actively participated in many arts organizations, including the Milwaukee Ballet, where you see the Baumgartner Center for Dance. And I got the opportunity to chat with Milwaukee Ballet Artistic Director Michael Pink. Michael, my condolences to you. I can only imagine what this loss, I feel like we're feeling the loss as a community, but for someone like you who has worked so closely with the Baumgartners, first of all, my condolences to you.
Well, thank you, Sandy. And obviously, for anything at a time like this, it's family and close friends that we think firstly of, and what a shock this has been. But again, somebody who lives 95 years of excellence and the kind of level of achievement and accomplishment that Donald managed to do is a life more than well lived. And one thing I will say is to a lot of people who get to the end of their years is Donald was to the very end was so lucid and so together. He did this exactly how he wanted, as he did in life. He said, "This is what I want to happen." And by God, that's exactly what happened. So he was in charge to the end in a very positive and inspiring way.
Well, Michael, he and Donna were going out and about. They were at the Florentine Opera Company's Pasta and Puccini just a couple of weeks ago and still at other events.
I was, Jane, my wife and I, we were there, have always attended that event from as long as I can remember as their guests. So for me, I was sat opposite Donald just a few weeks ago. And I will tell you, he was in a very mischievous and cheeky way, which Donald was renowned for. He was slowly topping up Donna's glass, and she looked at him and she said, "Are you trying to get me tiddly?" And he just smiled at her, and that said everything.
Oh, and that is also what charms me, that these are real people. I think sometimes people think of philanthropists, and especially Donna and Donald Baumgartner, who have been so involved in so many high-profile organizations, including Milwaukee Film, but in such a significant way, and using their means to truly support so many key organizations in our creative culture here, but didn't just write a check and hope that people would say thank you. Like, wrote the check and then also said, well, we see this vision, we want to have these special events, or we want to have this building, this architecture, and then managed to actively do it, and do it with a smile, and do it by gaining friends and support for their visionary projects instead of saying you do it.
Donald was a visionary, and more importantly, a very, very successful businessman. As we know, Paper Machinery was one of the leading paper cup manufacturers in the world. And so I think, as always, when everyone approached him about investing or considering investing, he was thinking, how will you make that work? How will you capitalize on that? How will it make a difference? He wasn't just giving you money. And one thing I will say, that up until naming the Baumgartner Center for Dance, he was not interested in having his name on things. He didn't feel that was important. And it took quite a lot of persuasion to say, now is the time, Donald. And I'm so pleased that in the end he agreed. And it just puts a smile on my face when I think of the moment that I went to Donald and discussed this visionary project for the dance center. And he said, you're going to need a lead gift, because all of these campaigns need somebody to tell everybody else in the community, this is a serious proposition and we should get behind it. And he said, how much are you talking about? And I said, X amount. And he said, oh, no, we can do much better than that. And consequently, came up with a $10 million gift, which was the lead gift for the Baumgartner Center for Dance. Ultimately, he was a very down-to-earth, genuinely warm man who just loved beauty, things of beauty, whether it was watches, shoes, clothes, the opera, paintings, music. You could see that he was genuinely inspired by these things. But I think ultimately, I would like to think he would want to know that he and Donna have been an inspiration to the whole next generation of philanthropic people who can make a difference and need to make a difference in our community.
Milwaukee Ballet Artistic Director Michael Pink shares more memories to help us get to know who Donald Baumgartner truly was and why he loved his community and the arts so much. That's next on What's on Tap.
It pretty much hurt doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called them immediately.
There's no downtime. There's no rehab. That was the tipping point for me. I didn't have to take any drugs. I didn't have to rehab.
Before considering surgery, check out QC Kinetics all-natural treatment options that restore and repair damaged joint tissue in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
If you have knee replacement surgery, and then the knee is not yours, and there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
QC Kinetics. Patients around the country are raving about the results. They're getting back their mobility, taking back their lives with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
So, ladies, enjoying the charity bachelor auction so far? All right, next up, bid on a date with a true nice guy, a salesman from Sorens Ford in Brookfield.
At Sorens, we aim to please.
Woo! All right, we're going to start the bidding at $1,000 for a date with Mr. Nice Guy.
But I'm only quoted at $500.
Quiet, nice guy. Do I hear $1,200? $1,200?
$500, now wash your car for free.
What are you doing? She said $1,200.
Sorens Ford always offers the best deal possible.
Sorens Ford, 189th and Capitol in Brookfield. You won't find nicer guys or lower prices anywhere.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
Milwaukee philanthropist and visionary Donald Baumgartner passed away on July 11th. And in just looking at what an impact he had, I thought it was really important on What's on Tap to celebrate him and talk to some of our prominent leaders in our cultural community to help remind us of the deep impact that he has had over the decades on shaping our city's cultural scene through his work with the Milwaukee Art Museum, the Florentine Opera Company, Milwaukee Film, and many other organizations. Milwaukee Ballet Artistic Director Michael Pink joins me in remembering. And Michael, you were just telling us about his cheekiness even at age 95 while still enjoying the opera and social events. These are not people that were ever slowing down in their 90s. And I have to kind of think that is because they've been so involved and engaged in all the creative fields and getting energy from that.
Absolutely, and I will say that Donald was kept some extraordinary company of people who all have stepped up certainly to look after the symphony orchestra and the repertory theatre and the museum in particular. And there's this whole incredible group of people who have equally made the commitment to our community, not just the artistic side of the cultural side of our community, but in every other way. And so it was reassuring to know that Donald and Donna opened their beautiful house in River Hills many, many times to events, primarily to connect people with each other and to move things forward and to know that we can all talk about it's not just one organization that's needed, it's all of the organizations in the community that need to rise together, because that's our cultural identity. And the groundbreaking work that he did on the projects of the Baumgartner Center for Dance, but also most importantly of the Calatrava, is really something that's changed the city. It's put the city in a place where its profile is being raised at a national, even an international level. That's somebody who says, I remember him talking about Calatrava, where there was the budget was going up and up and up and up, and everybody was going, no, we've got to stop this. And he said, no, if we're going to build this, we're going to build it to the vision of Santiago Calatrava. And if that's going to cost more money, then I'm going to raise the money. We're going to raise the money, because there's no point in having an amazing vision and a picture if you can't achieve that. So, and my goodness, I think we're all grateful to him for doing that.
And I think when you say raising of standards, when you talk about Donald Baumgartner, and those are the examples I was thinking of as well, the Milwaukee Art Museum with the Calatrava and the Burke Brise de Soleil wings now that are truly a part of our city skyline, that it seems like Donald and Donna see Milwaukee as world class and won't let anybody else see our creative community here anything less than world class.
Sandy, it's a celebration. We must celebrate Donald. And just remember, all of these gifts that he gave to us were gifts that encouraged us and almost made us to say, we now take responsibility for this. And now in his memory, we will all continue to take responsibility for all the wonderful things that he has been a part of creating.
Thank you to Milwaukee Ballet Artistic Director Michael Pink for sharing his perspectives on Donald Baumgartner. And also thank you to my other guests who were nice enough to join me. My goodness, on the day that we all learned the news on July 13th that Donald Baumgartner had passed away on July 11th. So thank you again to Michael Pink. Thank you to Milwaukee Art Board Museum Board Chair Andy Nunemaker, also Milwaukee Film Managing Director Kristen Heller, and Florentine Opera General Director and CEO Maggie Opplinger for sharing their perspectives on the delight and joie de vivre that Donald Baumgartner brought to us, and and hopefully inspires that next generation to support the arts and our community. Stay with us. We're going to celebrate another legend just after the 8 o'clock news. Uke, the documentary, out in Wisconsin theaters now. Meet the filmmakers next on What's on Tap.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Business owners
and right-hand men and women.
When you make the catering call for your office gathering,
make it Marty's Pizza.
For pizza, pasta, subs, wings, appetizers, and more.
Delivered in our heated oven delivery trucks.
Our catering delivery range has expanded.
All the way east into Brookfield.
Just log on to martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Or give us a call at 262-646-3327. 262-646-3327.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi.
And Kristen Bry of Point Taken.
Kristen, did you know that only 40% of Americans have done any estate planning and only 40% of those have been properly updated?
When it comes to wills, trusts, and probate, there's a lot at stake. I needed someone who specializes in estate planning. At Walney Legal Group, that's all they do.
No intimidating lawyers. They just provide customized, friendly, easy experience. They call it lawyering the way it should be. So whether you need your estate planning reviewed
or just getting started, visit WALNYlegal.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
You might not think of Burkhart for corporate uniforms and other business apparel, but you should, because a lot of businesses do. And it's because most times we're cheaper than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer, plus Nike and Under Armour that the other guys can't get. So for businesses and corporations, if you want your employees to look great while representing your brand, and you want to get your apparel for less, you can't beat Burkhart, your business uniform specialists.
You can't beat Burkhart.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood, connecting parents with resources, providing guidance during challenging times, and creating a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org today.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock, it's 73 degrees. Tonight, clearing skies, humidity increasing, a low of 65. Saturday, hot and humid with a slight chance of storms overnight, a high of 86. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jen Gregg. President Trump met with his national security team today to discuss the war in Iran. Today in the Oval Office, he told reporters that despite his threats of massive attacks, talks are ongoing and he doesn't know how it will end.
Maybe there won't be a tipping point, and maybe there will. Maybe they will cry uncle, or maybe they'll just give up, or maybe they'll just go into a cave and hide.
The U.S. military says it has fired on another merchant vessel that was trying to breach its blockade of Iranian ports. It's the second commercial ship to be disabled since the military reimposed its blockade. A ban on law enforcement wearing face coverings while on duty has led the Trump administration to sue the city of Milwaukee. News Nation's Rob LaFrance has more.
The lawsuit from the Justice Department argues the ban is unconstitutional when used against federal agents. It points to the administration's recent wins and similar challenges against California, Virginia, and Philadelphia. Milwaukee joined a growing number of cities passing restrictions on how law enforcement, including federal agents, can operate. It also wants agents to display a badge and state their department affiliation when asked. The government says the ban puts agents at risk of harassment, doxing, and violence.
Exceptions exist for undercover operations, cold weather, and officers that need to wear special gear. Violations carry fines of up to $10,000. A woman has been charged with shooting a 12-year-old boy. According to a criminal complaint, Milwaukee police received reports of a child who had been shot in the back of his leg while selling water bottles in the median near 60th and Silver Spring Drive last Friday. The shooter's car was identified by flock cameras. The driver led police on a 6-mile car chase, topping speeds over 83 miles per hour. She was identified as 33-year-old Cosetta Burrell and had 4 children in the back at the time. The vehicle was also stolen from her friend. She faces 22 felony and misdemeanor charges. Decision Wisconsin, a new lawsuit is challenging the state's absentee voting rules ahead of November's election. The lawsuit argues voters whose absentee ballots don't arrive by Election Day should be allowed to cast provisional ballots at the polls to ensure their votes are counted. The case comes as election officials continue to raise concerns about possible U.S. Postal Service delivery delays affecting absentee ballots before the November midterm elections. In Wisconsin, ballots must arrive at the clerk's office by the end of voting on Election Day in order to be by the end of the voting day on Election Day in order to be counted. A bipartisan effort to ban members of Congress from trading individual stocks is one step closer to becoming law.
The House passed Wisconsin Congressman Brian Stiles' Stop Insider Trading Act, which would prohibit lawmakers, their spouses, and dependent children from buying publicly traded stocks. It also requires lawmakers to give 7 days public notice before selling stocks and imposes financial penalties for violations.
At a period of time when Americans are struggling to gain confidence in Congress, this legislation before us gives us that opportunity to begin restoring the trust.
The bill now moves to the Senate for a vote. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Major structural work near 27th Street is setting up a big traffic shift on I-94 later this year.
If you drive I-94 near 27th Street, those giant retaining walls going up near the valley are all about making room for future lanes. Eric Hansen of the DOT says,
Our initial construction right now, we're building a wall. It's about 570 feet long. This will allow us to shift eastbound traffic to the south in a future traffic shift that's scheduled for later this year.
Moving traffic south frees up crucial space for workers to focus on the other side of the highway.
These walls will help us shift traffic to the south so we can continue to build a bridge to the north.
Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
And the Milwaukee Air and Water Show is set to take flight this weekend.
While fans see high-speed maneuvers over Lake Michigan, pilots say every performance starts long before takeoff with hours of planning, practice, and traveling. Aerobatic performer Anthony Ashanuga flew all the way in from San Diego.
I'm flying along the coast. I'm seeing downtown. I'm seeing airplanes flying overhead. The water's really blue. I'm like, my goodness, I am fortunate to be here. Before coming here, I've already flown 8 air shows. So I'm already primed and ready to go.
He tells WTMJ,
It's our job is to inspire them and then go meet the crowd and sign autographs and have these conversations with them and let them know that anything is possible. So I hope that I can represent that for Milwaukee.
Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
The Air and Water Show runs throughout the weekend on Milwaukee's lakefront. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:05.
Hey, John Mercure here from WTMJ. When it's time for a new vehicle, I know exactly where I'm headed. It's the place I bought my last car, and I love it. It's Griffin Ford in Waukesha. We buy our vehicles there. Right now is a great time to make your move because Griffin has one of the largest selections of new Ford vehicles in Wisconsin. That means you choose the color, trim, features you want. They're right there on the lot. They don't have to bring the car in from far away. You don't have to wait. Looking for an SUV? Griffin Ford has 47 new Ford Explorers to choose from. Savings over $8,400 on select 2026 Explorer active models. Need a truck? They've got more than 60 of those beautiful Ford F-Series pickups, including the popular F-150. Plus, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 36 months on most new Ford models. And you'll receive a 2-year, 25,000-mile maintenance package included with most new vehicles. Shop at Griffin Ford in Waukesha, where I buy my cars. It's Griffin Ford.
Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers lost 5-2 against the Colorado Rockies today. The Crew are back in action tomorrow night. Tune in for game day coverage here on WTMJ. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-43 North is closed at Highway 145 Fond du Lac Ave because of an incident. Traffic is heavily backed up over there.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Don't just upgrade, transform your home. From bold exteriors to breathtaking baths, Exterior Pros makes it happen. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clearing skies, humidity increasing, a low of 65. Saturday, hot and humid with a slight chance of storms overnight, a high of 86. Sunday, hot and humid with a chance of storms in the afternoon, a high of 92. Monday, hot and humid with midday storm chances, a high of 92. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 85. In Madison, it's 73. In Green Bay, it's 74. And in Milwaukee, 74 degrees. I'm Jen Gregg. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:08.
Happy opening day. Not of Milwaukee Brewers baseball. No, of the brand new Bob Uecker documentary. Uke is in theaters starting tonight. I'm Sandy Max of What's on Tap, and with the completion of the massive Bob Uecker mural last month in downtown Milwaukee, and now the release of the new Uke documentary at a Wisconsin cinema near you, I thought it would be great to hear some meaningful behind-the-scenes stories from the Uke filmmakers that they shared earlier this spring on What's on Tap. Enjoy.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Max.
Thank you for joining me for What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Spending this next hour exploring the life and legacy of legendary baseball broadcaster, entertainer, and all-around unique person, Bob Uecker. A brand new documentary, simply titled Uke, is ready to be released, and I am thrilled to welcome back to What's on Tap the co-directors of this special film. Please introduce yourselves so we can get to know your voices during this conversation.
I'm Steve Farr. Thanks for having us back, Sandy.
My pleasure.
It's been a few years.
Yeah, a couple.
Years.
Last time you were both here was January 2024, breaking the news. And I've stayed in touch. Yeah, that's how long we've been talking about the Uke Project. So Steve Farr of September Club, a co-director, and also...
Hi, I'm Michael Volman.
Hi, Michael. So the two of you have created this film that everyone who goes to the home opener is going to be able to get a 20-minute sneak peek immediately after the game. First of all, how does it feel to finally have people see what you've been working on all this time?
Well, I mean, it's amazing. It's super exciting. It's been so much work, but it's also been a lot of fun, and we're really excited about how the film's turning out, and looking forward to however many people decide to stay at the end of the game. If it's hopefully there'll be a few thousand people at least, but
give us a reason to stick around.
It's the perfect audience.
What are we going to see?
Essentially, it's going to be a preview, pretty much plucked right out of the film. It's going to be about a 20-minute excerpt. I think we'll be covering a lot of his early days as a ball player and as a comic, kind of his rise from being the self-deprecating, funny baseball player to doing comic work, basically doing stand-up comedy and working his way up to Johnny Carson.
And what will we see? Will we see footage of Bob? Will we see vintage footage? Who will we see on the screen?
Yeah, both. There'll be there's quite a bit of archival. I mean, it'll start with, as I recall, there's a lot of archival footage from Milwaukee, the Sandlot days in the 1940s. So and 1950s, the Braves coming to town, and Bob trying out for the Milwaukee Braves. It's not actual footage of him, but it's footage from that period.
From that time.
And it's just wonderful stuff, because as a Milwaukeean, you're just going to love that.
Well, I feel like he described so many of those stories of those days. So now to put it in context and paint the picture of what he was talking about and what he lived through.
Yeah, I think we tried to, the film overall is really capturing Bob's final year, or a little bit more than a year in the booth, and along the way, kind of him and others, sort of recollect on his full career, and so we kind of weave the both together. So it is a combination of interviews, sort of a verite, in the moment kind of footage where you actually get to see him in the booth, call games, and get to know him, and archival footage.
Bob Uecker lived such a colorful, multifaceted, unusual, spectacular life. Describe the chapters of the way you tell Bob Uecker's story and this journey. Because I have to think, good Lord, the mountains of footage and how the artistry and science of having to craft this down to an hour and a half or 2 hour film.
Yeah.
So how do you structure that story arc?
Well, it's essentially chronological. But the backbone of the story is basically the 2024 season. It does start at the end of the 2023 season, but the bulk of the story is 2024. And then there's just moments that we step away from the season, and childhood and like I said, sand-like ball. So there's like the baseball Bob, and then there's it goes into the Hollywood, becoming a comedian, doing the Tonight Show, doing the Hollywood, and becoming a broadcaster. Obviously, that's that's kind of like the third piece of the puzzle. Ball player, right? Broadcaster, and then there's Hollywood Bob also.
And to weave the whole story together by following Bob Uecker around at the ballpark, his natural environment. I think the place he was happiest.
Right.
If he wasn't on a fishing boat, another happy place for him. But to capture him in the broadcast booth and going all around the ballpark does seem like the right way to channel his story.
Sure. And we did go out on the boat with him, out on his fishing boat, and that was fun. And I think it may have been the last time Bob actually went out fishing. So it was great to be there with him.
What special time you had with him.
Yeah.
We're talking about the brand new documentary Uke with the co-directors from September Club, Steve Farr and Michael Volman, in the studio with me, and going to share more behind-the-scenes stories on how you can see this documentary. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
Have you been living with pain and just assuming it's something you have to just live with and accept? Do not. I'm Julia Fellow with WTMJ. If chronic pain is keeping you from enjoying life, I want you to head to Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Jens Family Chiropractic is now offering soft wave tissue regeneration therapy. It's an advanced, non-invasive treatment. It helps your body repair itself naturally. I'm getting that done on my lower back. Soft wave stimulates healing, improves blood flow, and activates your own body's repair cells to target pain at its source. If you're dealing with knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, do not wait another day. For a limited time, your first soft wave treatment is just $57. This is an incredible opportunity to find out if this breakthrough therapy can help you get back to the things you love, like it did for me. Head to jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. Regenerate, recover, live pain-free at jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
The updated Wisconsin Democratic governor nominee odds, according to Kalshi, have Francesca Hong as 69% as the favored frontrunner. But the Wisconsin elections folks are saying, you can't do this. We want voters to understand they cannot legally make a bet on an election and cast a ballot in that same election.
The fact that people are betting on it now, though, I mean, that says something.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
Bob Uecker's voice was the sound of summer for 5 decades for baseball fans. With the release of the new Ueck documentary in Wisconsin theaters right now, I bring you this conversation with the filmmakers from earlier this spring.
The name will send shivers through you when you hear it. The immortal Mr. Baseball. Swing and a miss.
Ueck was always a comic force.
There he is, Mr. Basketball, Bob Uecker. Baseball. I thought it was basketball.
He had created his persona, Mr. Baseball, and then everything flowed from that.
The world didn't know what was coming when he went out there as a regular on the Johnny Carson show.
Yes, that's me. That's my hidden ball trick.
That is a moment from the new documentary simply titled Ueck, all about Bob Uecker. It has been in the works for at least 2 years, and my guests in the WTMJ studio are co-directors of Ueck from September Club, Michael Volman and Steve Farr. Michael, you cringed when I said for a few years you've been working on this. How long has Ueck, when did the idea start, and how do we get here?
You know, the time has flown by, to be honest, so it doesn't feel that long. I think we first started talking about it in 2022, is that right? At the end,
fall of 2022.
Yeah.
Who started it? Was this over a Miller Lite?
Definitely a lot of Miller Lights involved. I think in the amongst our peers in the filmmaking community, I think it's always been, we're always looking for stories in our backyard, first of all, because it's, documentaries are extremely expensive and time consuming, and you're always looking for like a story that someone hasn't explored before. And I think we started, in my head, I always thought, well, I would love to do a documentary about Ueck, but that just it seemed like almost too above something that we could pull off, or it just seemed like almost like a dream project. And so we started throwing around the idea and kind of pitched it to September Club's producers, Barry Polterman and Jeremy Kuhn, and they were excited by it. And then I think Steve had a connection and kind of
Well, it helped that we were big Brewer fans, and like Michael said, something, homegrown like this is nice, because we don't have to fly anywhere, we can we have our own cameras, we can just go down to the ballpark and, kind of shoot whenever we want. And so that there's a lot of benefits to that, but certainly part of it was the fact that we're Brewer fans and fans of Bob's.
Are both of you Milwaukee born and bred?
Absolutely. I am.
Racine, actually.
Fair enough. I was like,
Milwaukee adjacent.
Yeah,
right.
but Wisconsinites, and so growing up around him and him being the voice of the Brewers for U.S. fans.
Oh, yeah.
50 plus years on the mic. Incredible. So wonderfully, now it is coming together. There will be a special 20-minute preview for Brewers fans who are smart enough to go to opening day and stick around after the game, a 20-minute preview on opening day on the big screen. So I'm excited for you to not only see it, but see it with fans and get that reaction.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Opening days are so wild to begin with. It's a lot of excitement, and the stadium is buzzing, and so, I'm not sure exactly what to expect. I definitely have a captive audience, and I think an audience that, is going to love it.
Of the 20 minutes that you will show, what subjects will be covered? Do you expect it'll be more of the baseball side of things and not so much an emotional side of things? Or are you going to take people on an emotional journey, or just give them the sample to tease them to see the full film?
I mean, I don't think it's... I don't know if the section we're showing is that emotional. I think it's more nostalgic, I would say, covering, early baseball days in Milwaukee. Yeah.
Great to see that.
His playing career will be
Yeah.
covered, and it kind of takes you right up to his transition into being a stand-up comedian and maybe the early stages of being a broadcaster.
And that's the right crowd to really get into his early playing career of those minor league days and how his character, his personality, I think was the same throughout it. I don't think you could shake the Uecker personality, but his character and the things that he went through coming up through baseball certainly shaped him into the Ueck that we all love. So there's the 20-minute preview on opening day at American Family Field immediately after the game. So don't spring out of your seat and try and beat the parking. No point. You're going to have a line to get out of the stadium anyway. Stick around, see a preview of Ueck. But this was just announced today. You now get the pleasure of sharing the news of the actual world premiere right here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they should have announced earlier today that the Milwaukee Film Festival has chosen Ueck to be the opening night film, so that's
congratulations.
An amazing honor. I think we're the first local team of directors and producers to have a film open the festival, so that's, like I said, quite an honor.
April 16th, the Oriental Theater is going to be the place to be to see the full feature-length Ueck documentary. How special is that?
I mean, it's combining, my two great loves of, being a young person and loving baseball and, dreaming of being a baseball player someday, and then later on becoming a filmmaker, and somehow the two worlds have collided, and it's definitely. I'm probably going to have some feelings that day. I would imagine it's going to be a community event and family and friends and the community and a lot of people from the baseball world. So yeah, it'll be a special night.
I would be worried if you didn't have feelings that night, seeing this come together, and you're paying tribute to a true legend and icon beyond Wisconsin, where we take such pride that he's ours and that he wanted to be ours and didn't want to leave Milwaukee purposefully. He was, he's special to us, yet he is the rest of the world's. Anybody who loves baseball knows Ueck, and anybody who enjoys films like Major League or comedy or grew up watching The Carson Show, you didn't have to see him all 100 times to know that he was dang hilarious on that show.
Well, I think we've always wanted to give back to the community, too. The community's given us so much in our lives, and this was really the perfect subject, perfect opportunity to do so. And I'm biased, but I think the film's turned out really, really beautifully, and so we'll be proud to share it.
We'll talk more about the film, what it covers, and some of the behind-the-scenes stories with the co-directors of the new documentary, Ueck, Steve Farr and Michael T. Volman in the studio with me. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill is hiring experienced line cooks and dishwashers. You'll make real money. Night and weekend hours are required. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today, start next week. Google and call the Fox and Hounds today.
Veterans, have you explored your benefits lately? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs stands ready to serve Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. With our partners like your local county or tribal veteran service officer, we can help access the benefits you've earned and the support you need. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs with funding provided by the Milwaukee Brewers and the Brewers Community Foundation.
Save big money at Menards. College move-in is just around the corner, and Menards has great deals on all the essentials, like storage organizers, laundry baskets, cleaning supplies, and more. Plus, find everything you need for a stylish and efficient space, including rugs, furniture, mini fridges, and other dorm room must-haves. Get ready for move-in day and head to Menards to make your space yours. And don't miss other great savings in our weekly flyer at menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
Every child in foster care deserves someone who believes in them. That's why La Causa is looking for more foster parents.
They never really checked on me, and that's why I appreciate La Causa tremendously.
because they were the ones that showed me we care. I met my Lacausa team, all brilliant people, and people that wanted to see me succeed.
That kind of care can change a life. Learn how you can become a foster parent with Lacausa at lacausa.org.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
Bob Uecker fans, there's a 10-story mural in Milwaukee right now and a movie about his life ready for you to see on the big screen at Wisconsin theaters. It's called Uke, and I've been excitedly following this documentary's progress for over 2 years. Enjoy this chat with the Uke filmmakers from earlier this spring.
I love the minor leagues. Why is that? It's low pay, low meal money, no IRS people around you. It's great.
One of my all-time favorite people right here. We dressed next to each other. I said to myself, I want to introduce myself to Hank Aaron. So I said, Hank, I'm Bob Uecker. And he said, who are you with? I said, I'm on your team.
I was kind of looking at him because he was about 2 stalls down from me. And he took his jock strap and hung it around his neck. He said, just in case a foul tip hit me, I could teach you all these things, but you won't listen to me. And I'm glad that I didn't.
And you won't listen to me. I love that Bob Uecker had a genuine, long-time friendship with Hank Aaron that went all the way back, Henry Aaron, that went all the way back to the Milwaukee Braves days. I'm in the studio with the co-directors of the new documentary simply titled Uke, that we will all be able to see in just a couple of weeks. He is Steve Farr. He's Michael Volman. The sneak preview for Brewers fans, for diehard loyal Brewers fans who are at the opening day game on March 26th, we'll get to see the preview, a 20-minute excerpt immediately following the game, and then just announced today, Milwaukee Film is kicking off the film festival April 16th with the world premiere of Uke at the Oriental Theater. So what a classy place to tell this story. There's so many more questions I have, so don't go anywhere, but you've been spending so much time on this film with Bob Uecker himself, digging into the archives. I feel like a lot of people feel like they know Bob Uecker already, but what will surprise them in this film, do you think?
I mean, we talked about it a little bit before we got on the air, which was, the incident. There's a famous incident where Bob was with the 1964 Cardinals team, and they went to the World Series. And before the first game, he grabbed a tuba from one of the band people that were on the field, and he started shagging fly balls with the tuba.
I love that photo. It seems very Bob.
Yeah. It's extremely famous. There's a series of photos that are extremely famous, and it got him a lot of notoriety as a funny man, and he made jokes about it, and became part of his comedy, routine. But I think the one thing we learned was that maybe he actually, I guess what happened was that because he did that, the manager was a little upset with him and basically decided in that moment that he wasn't going to play in the World Series.
It cost him playing.
Yeah.
That's what you don't know. I didn't know that. I mean, I think I didn't know it because I would have shaded that photo, because I always think that photo of him that you see framed in supper clubs, it is a funny photo to see Bob Uecker with a tuba, much less imagine him running around in the outfield trying to catch balls with it and dinging it up.
Well, it's classic Uecker, and I think he's always played it up for laughs, but literally it did cost him time playing in the World Series.
And that must have been heartbreaking.
It's probably one of his big regrets, I'm sure, regarding his baseball career. And his son, Bob Jr., he basically expresses that in the documentary, that his dad might have, thought twice about picking up that tuba.
Wow.
So the idea of getting to a World Series is actually kind of a theme in the film too. And obviously the Brewers, they went in '82 and they've been trying to get back, and we've had some amazing baseball over the last few years, and we've been lucky to have that. And that's also in this film. And that's one of the things when we started making the film, I don't think I thought of this as being a baseball movie. And, I just thought, well, this is going to be a Bob Uecker documentary. And baseball will be part of it. But I think the way this has come together is, baseball fans will love it. Because there's enough of the last few seasons of the Brewers that it's just exciting and captivating. And
it was Bob's true love. He always said, he did all the other stuff for laughs. He went on the Tonight Show. He had a show, Mr. Belvedere, that was basically built for him. He was in Major League and all that stuff. He had fun doing that, but he said, what made him happy was knowing that after he did that, he would return to the ballpark and could be at the baseball games, calling games.
We're with the co-directors of the new documentary, Uke, Michael Volman and Steve Farr. More behind-the-scenes stories, so stay with us on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org.
Son, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And eat pizza.
Preferably a Marty's Pizza, right?
Well, yeah, we do everything we can to keep the prices low. We're a family-run business, and many of our employees have families. I want to make sure that as tight as it gets, a growing family can always afford to enjoy a Marty's Pizza.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
One great day of golf can change lives. Join me, Steve Scavitti, and my co-host Kristen Bry on Monday, August 31st for the Salvation Army of Milwaukee County Swing for the Kettle Golf Invitational at Oakwood Park Golf Course in Franklin.
Your participation directly supports food, shelter, and life-changing programs for children and families throughout our community.
We'll be broadcasting live from the course, but the day is really about you getting golfers and sponsors together to make a difference.
Foursomes, individual golfers, and sponsors are all welcome. Reserve your spot today at samilwaukee.org. That's samilwaukee.org.
When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spiritware is vital. That's why Burkhart Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spiritware from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spiritware and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhart.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Picture this, a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick night after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit racinecountryclub.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. My motorized retractable awning is already saving me from that hot summer sun. I love that I can enjoy my patio year-round thanks to Comfort Awnings. I just retract it when I want the sun and extend it when I need the shade. Comfort Awnings even come equipped with sensors that detect rain and strong winds. This year, reclaim your outdoor space for your friends and family to enjoy every season Wisconsin has to offer. Right now, get $250 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
Bob Uecker's voice was the sound of summer for 5 decades for baseball fans. With the release of the new Uke documentary in Wisconsin theaters right now, I bring you this conversation with the filmmakers from earlier this spring. Getting closer and closer to the Milwaukee Brewers season. You know we're way into it here at WTMJ, bracing for full-day coverage on opening day. And if you are going to opening day, and if you're not, I'd say get a ticket. Stick around immediately after the game because you'll be one of the very first people to see a preview of the new documentary called Uke. and the co-directors who have been working on this Uke documentary since 2022 when they came up with the idea are in the studio with me. Steve Farr and Michael Volman from September Club, the documentary collective that we can be very proud of here in Milwaukee. So we've talked about how you tell the story of Bob Uecker, and thank you for letting me have a sneak peek. I popped the popcorn, got some Miller Lite, and it felt very special to see this film. And then, of course, the pressure's on, like, what do you tell the filmmakers if you didn't like it? You know?
Well,
so I am very honored to have been one of the very first people to see, I will say, this version. I'm sure, there's always rough drafts and it will be honed even more, but what a portrait of Bob Uecker. And it's a great sports documentary because it tells so much baseball history that also touches on him as an entertainer and him as a person, because I think that's the filter, because you show the past basically 3 seasons. That's the filter to tell this story through, because otherwise it's just mountainous. Because Michael, I was asking you before, like, how do you even decide what to cover when there's so much from his entertainment world and his baseball playing world and his broadcasting world? And then you get into him as a person, all of his friendships and going fishing and telling all the funny stories about ripping and running with his friends, Alan Selig, all of those stories. So I think it's a great filter to tell it through, and you wind up seeing footage that you hadn't seen. And I also think it's a real window to a very private man. I mean, the two of you followed him at ballparks. You've been culling through footage, but you two spent real time in Bob's home.
Yes.
With his wife, Judy, like telling these stories, like he's getting out photo albums and archives. Like, how special did that feel like when you were there setting up lights and sitting down and actually talking and rolling?
Well, that was the second time we had to sit down and interview with Bob at his house. The first one was down in Arizona, and we got there, and of course they have donuts and coffee and ham and the whole spread of food waiting for us. Yeah. And so we're setting up lights, but then all of a sudden Judy brings out boxes of photos and Al Hurt's trumpet, and we just start and Bob sits down at the kitchen table and starts going through the photos and starts talking, and we're like, wait, hang on, let's get some cameras on you, let's throw a mic on. It's actually kind of dark. It's one of the scenes.
It's moody.
Literally, the room is dark, not the subject matter. But it just kind of happened. But it was great, because we spent probably an hour of him just going through photos of him, Henry Aaron, and here's this, and like I said, Al Hurt's trumpet, and just a lot of great stories. And it was so off the cuff that it didn't feel at all staged. It just felt very real.
And how wonderful for you to be rolling and really be preserving these memories and stories that he would have only told people in his house. And a lot of us haven't been to his house. we didn't get that experience.
Right.
How did the film change from what you intended the story to be to what it became? Mm-hmm. Because he got some real news. Do you want to share this moment of the film?
Yeah, I mean, when we first met with him, we went down to Arizona, and we had like this lengthy lunch, like talking about what we want to make this film. We kind of had different ideas of what it would be. We didn't know if it would just be about his entertainment career, or if we would just make up a whole, tell a tall tale after tall tale and just tell like a fake movie or whatever it was. But, he was very much on board, and we thought we'd be talking to him and convincing him, and he just told us stories for 3 hours. So I think we kind of we're excited. We thought, well, he's once you start doing your research, you're like, well, he's kind of old. He was born in 1934. You're like, I hope he wants to do this film. And we met with him, and we're like, he has tons of energy. He's excited. He's definitely on board. And as we started shooting more and more, we started noticing that maybe he was having some health issues, and that did become part of the story. What it's like to deal with aging and looking back at your life, and and we touch a little bit on his health and some of the struggles he's had.
This is a really poignant part of the film, And it's Bob's wife, Judy.
He must have a bad day every once in a while. What's a bad day for Bob?
Well, the only bad days he has is health-wise, really. He was having pains in his side, and we thought it was an oblique because he was swimming every day. You know, he had some x-rays and some scans, and they found a spot on his lung. Nobody knew what was wrong with him outside of, yelling.
You're the only guy that knows. I mean,
And fellows he works with.
Getting better? Yeah. It's just, it never goes away.
How does that discovery change your filming and the story arc?
Well, like Michael said, Bob had, early on, we came to him with a list of probably, 10 to 15 things we'd like to try to pull off in the next, year or two. And he was absolutely on board with them, excited to do it. And, we found out about his diagnosis pretty early on. And like they said in there, I mean, we were among a few people that knew. And so we realized we weren't going to have as much time with him, at home. Basically he just said, look, I got to deal with this. I'm going to help you out as much as I possibly can. But, I'm going to be spending a lot of time, at the doctor's office, treatments, resting at home, and being at the ballpark. And so we respected that. And, when he was ready to do things, we would do things. And to his credit, he would say, we're going to get out on that boat. And we'd get out on the boat. We didn't get everything, but that's okay.
But you
it's like, I think his fans, when they see the film, and now that they know what he was going through, how difficult it was for him to actually go to the ballpark. And I think in some ways the doctors didn't want him to go, but he'd still go. It'll just make his fans love him even more. I mean, it's amazing.
The documentary is called Uke, and the co-directors, Steve Farr and Michael Volman, are with me. More behind-the-scenes stories as we learn more about this new documentary, Uke, on What's on Tap.
At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today. He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys had been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
When you want the best medical attention, you don't just go to anybody, you go to a specialist. The same should be true with your car or truck. I'm Deb Cruz, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee. When your vehicle needs service, take it to a specialist, an Adam member new car dealer. Adam dealers use factory warranty parts. the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians specially trained on the advanced technology on your vehicle. They have all the latest manufacturer service bulletins and will know if your issue is covered by an existing warranty or if there are any recalls. And despite what you might assume, their prices are as low or even lower than the independent shops, even on routine maintenance and tires. Now, knowing all that, why would you even consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
Get an oil change and safety inspection for trouble-free summer driving. Visit adam.com to find the Adam member dealer.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Bob Uecker fans, there's a 10-story mural in Milwaukee right now and a movie about his life ready for you to see on the big screen at Wisconsin theaters. It's called Uke, and I've been excitedly following this documentary's progress for over 2 years. Enjoy this chat with the Uke filmmakers from earlier this spring.
The clinch night was a lot of fun, and Bob, who has very rarely called the eighth inning this year, comes down and sits down. I went, "Do you want the book?" It was one of those moments where you just take a second, you turn your head, you watch the master go to work.
And the right-hander deals again. This one is hit to right in the corner. It is a fair ball. This is going to be at least 2. It could be 3. The throw. He's in there with a leadoff triple. Wow. The winning run is at third base.
A moment from the new documentary Uke, created by September Club Films and the co-directors who came up with this idea back in 2022 and are about to see it on the big screen at American Family Field and the Oriental Theater. What a way to debut Uke. In the studio with me are the co-directors Michael Volman and Steve Farr, and that is a moment from Uke. How excited are you that people are really going to see this film on opening day right after the game for a 20-minute preview? Does it feel real yet?
Yeah, it's becoming real to us, because we've had a lot of time to think about it too. And the concept of it playing at the ballpark has been something that we've discussed in the past, and so it's just going to be neat to see how that works out. And I love that clip from the film. We really wanted to make sure that people appreciated, how good a broadcaster Bob was for how long. And I think there may have been a period of time where people thought of him as a genuinely funny person, which he was, but maybe not a great broadcaster or play-by-play guy. But he was one of the best. I mean, he went into the Hall of Fame as a great broadcaster who happened to be funny.
Well earned.
And
he'd called so many of those games alone.
Right.
Usually you have a color and a play-by-play. Just Uke by himself telling you it all.
Exactly. There's not too many examples of broadcasters that were the color person and the play-by-play. Usually you're one or the other.
Right. Yeah. So no, yeah, definitely earned that Ford Seaford Award and made people laugh there during that honor, yet still respected the honor himself, but still had a heck of a great time going in and having fun, making jokes with Henry Aaron and everybody else who was there. And then, so after the sneak peek on opening day, the world premiere at the Oriental Theater, Milwaukee Film announcing today that the Milwaukee Film Festival kicks off with the debut of Uke at the Oriental Theater on April 16th. Get your popcorn. Get your peanuts and Cracker Jack. They might be selling some of that at the concession stand. But what do you think this movie will do for Bob Uecker's legacy? Where is that your intent?
I think, and one of the discussions we had was, what would it be like to, we kind of wanted to give an idea of what it would be like just to know Bob or hang out with Bob, I guess is the way we said it, like you see him in his different roles as an entertainer, as a broadcaster, and it's like, well, but what is it like to just kind of know him more casually, know him more intimately? And I think as Milwaukeeans, we do get a little bit of that. But I think the film maybe will give give that feeling even more to people who'd like to, spend more time with him.
Thank you for putting in all of this work. And then at some point, you must come back with updates. And, I am aching to know the things that couldn't possibly make it in an hour and a half, an hour and 45-minute film. So there are more stories to tell, I'm sure. So thank you for all that you've done in creating Uke, the documentary. Very excited to see it debut. And the preview on opening day right after the game at AmFam Field on the huge big screen in the outfield. And then officially in its full-length feature film debut, a world premiere at the Oriental Theater, April 16th, opening the Milwaukee Film Festival. Congratulations to you both.
Oh, thanks to you, Sandy. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
He is Steve Farr. He is Michael Volman. Go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
The song you need to hear is next on What's on Tap.
Have you been living with pain and just assuming it's something you have to just live with and accept? Do not. I'm Julia Fellow with WTMJ. If chronic pain is keeping you from enjoying life, I want you to head to Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Jens Family Chiropractic is now offering soft wave tissue regeneration therapy. It's an advanced, non-invasive treatment. It helps your body repair itself naturally. I'm getting that done on my lower back. Soft wave stimulates healing, improves blood flow, and activates your own body's repair cells to target pain at its source. If you're dealing with knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, do not wait another day. For a limited time, your first Softwave treatment is just $57. This is an incredible opportunity to find out if this breakthrough therapy can help you get back to the things you love, like it did for me. Head to jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. Regenerate, recover, live pain-free at jensfamilychiropractic.com.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved, but here you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. It's been more than 3 years, and I'm telling you, my garage doors from J.D. Griffiths still look brand new. They pop. J.D. Griffiths has been installing garage doors and building detached garages for decades, and right now, J.D. Griffiths wants to do something for you. The first 10 people to go to the website and mention WTMJ can get $100 off a garage renovation, $100 off a new door, or $500 toward a new garage build. Go to jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ right now.
And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
With all the talk about the brand new Uke documentary, I want to share the story and music of one of Bob Uecher's buddies, trumpeter Al Hirt. This is a sample of Al Hirt's style of music in the 1960s. It's a song called Cotton Candy, which is a great album cover of Al Hirt holding a trumpet with cotton candy fluffing out of the bell, and he's pointing to the cotton candy like, hey, see this? Cotton candy. Peppy, right? Well, in the late 1960s, when Bob Uecker was playing for the Atlanta Braves, is when Al Hirt met Uke. Al found Bob's deadpan comedy as funny as a lot of other people in Bob's baseball circles did. Al Hirt invited Uke to perform comedy at his nightclub. Uke's style and wit made Al laugh, which led Al Hirt to recommend Uke for a spot on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, a life-changing shift into launching Uecher's television career. Carson enjoyed Uecker so much that he was a guest on the show over 100 times. Here's to Al Hirt for turning the rest of the country on to comedic, conversational talent Bob Uecker. The song you need to hear is Java by Al Hirt on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
This summer, turn up the tradition. Join us July 24th through 26th at the Henry Meyer Festival Park for German Fest Milwaukee. Experience authentic German food, live music, cultural exhibits, family fun, the Pink Energy Run, Dachshund Derby, and backed by popular demand, Vox Club. Then kick off the weekend at our opening ceremony on Friday, July 24th at 5 p.m. in the Oktoberfest tent. We have a special surprise planned that you won't want to miss. Plus, be part of our history at the first ever Germanfest Polka Mass. For more info, visit GermanFest.com.
Can it get any easier? I don't think so. James, you can get an online order done at martyspizza.net in 30 seconds.
And we've made it easy to order all the favorites that a lot of Marty's Pizza lovers gotta have.
Our classic sausage and pepperoni pizza or lasagna and masticholi entrees. They're all delicious. Marty's Pizza in Delafield.